We have reached the third chapter of Jurassic World Evolution 3's campaign. On our last chapter, we were able to get through Kauai and getting started with breeding dinosaurs. Now we are on our way back to the Badlands as we have to go deal with a raptor situation. What exactly is it? I'm not totally sure, but we are going to pop in and see it right now.
Everyone, the Velociraptors. What are they doing?
The inevitable, their biological imperative, they're hunting.
This is exactly what Ian said would happen in Chapter 1 when we were last in the Badlands.
High alert, people. Finch, it's time to prove that Din cares about security.
Right. Well, the guests and me need somewhere to hide. Build an emergency shelter.
All right, pretty easy enough. We just got to figure out which of the emergency shelters we want to put in here. And I think I'm going to use this one. And then we just need a path to connect it, and then we'll have to turn it on, and then we'll see if the raptors catch anybody.
A fine-looking hidey hole there. And now open up the shelter to put out the alert.
Okay, and easy enough. Closed.
Raptors can be a tricky target on the best of days, so I suggest letting the pros do their thing. Give the capture team the task to tranquilize those dinosaurs and put a stop to the rampage.
Normally I would just say no, screw it. Like, I'll do this myself, but it's not letting me. Ugh. I'd rather just do it myself, but I think it's just trying to teach us that we can automate some of this. First there's oohs and ahs, and then there's running and screaming, and there we go. And oh shoot,
right.
He just shot him off the side of the
won't be
hill.
waking up anytime soon, but we better have an enclosure ready for when they do. We do have a half-built enclosure on site that'll probably do the job if you can, finish it up.
Okay, for the sake of time, we'll just speed this part up a little bit to put this enclosure together.
We should power those fences with a generator. If an animal tries to escape, it could hurt itself or even your guests. A light shock, however, will act as a gentle deterrent.
Yeah, listen, you can call me paranoid or, more accurately, justifiably nervous, but I'm telling you, those generators tend to run out of juice at the very worst of times.
Don't we all? But no, I don't want dinosaurs getting out either. Worth making sure that the generators are in range of a maintenance post so our maintenance team can keep an eye on them. When the enclosure is ready, give the order to transport those sleeping meat eaters into it. I'll leave it in your capable hands, okay? Take as long as you need, but not too long. Even sleeping carnivores make me nervous.
Like we said, now we're going to speed this up for the sake of time. Eventually, we're going to put some more rock in here and make it so it's not all fencing. But for now, we're just going to use the normal fences. And then when we get a little bit time later, we can put some more rock in there so it doesn't feel like it's just fences around it.
Good work. Now wait for the delivery to end and confirm they're all enclosed.
I mean, I can confirm right now that they're definitely going to be enclosed.
It's strange, isn't it? Alan and Ellie had a dig site near here in this scenic patch of Montana's Badlands. They were digging for fossilized dinosaurs, and now you're containing living, breathing, thinking dinosaurs a mere stone's throw away. Wow, it's really, it's poetic in a vague sort of sense, and deeply terrifying in a more specific sort of sense.
All right, so note to myself, I want to put the Tyrannosaurus in the Badlands in the future. So I want this to be where we put that, and I don't want to put every dinosaur in every location. So I love that we don't see the landing strip in here. That's so much better moving forward. Okay, so Tyrannosaurus is going to go in here, and then we'll have the Velociraptors. Don't want to do too many more like traditional Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Well, maybe that makes more sense for like a Jurassic Park location like the Badlands. I don't know. Note to self, think on that for a little bit. But if anyone else has a thought on other dinosaurs that we should put in the Badlands, let me know. Put it in the comments so that I can keep track of those.
Make sure to close any shelters once you've dealt with the threat. After all, guests aren't likely to spend money while they're busy hunkering down. Although a bunker gift shop isn't a bad idea.
No, that is a horrible idea. If anybody put that in the creation lab, that is the worst idea I've ever heard. Do not ever do that.
Vicious and intelligent carnivores don't tend to mix well with guests.
Vicious and intelligent they may be, but those velociraptors deserve as much support as any other dinosaur. A feeder that gives them an outlet for their hunting instinct would be particularly beneficial.
Better the goats than us, is what you mean to say.
So now this enclosure needs some work to make it look a lot better. So what we're gonna do, well, is first get the ranger station in here so we can do a welfare check. Is that what it's called? We're gonna check on the dinosaur and make sure that we can know what to include in the space. And then I'm gonna put a ton of rocks on the left side or by the rest of the cliffside. So we're gonna put those in there as well. French. So, okay, so it does... Dang it, I thought that it wouldn't take away the rocks. I don't like that. So we pull the terrain back out so we can make it flat around the fencing. Over here. And then inside it, we're gonna try to pull it down. You can ignore the speed up sounds. Although, I don't know why it reminds me of Mario Brothers when it goes like that. And then we need to do a quick check and see what the environmental needs we're missing are. So, we're missing cover and we're missing water. Which is great. We can do both of those really quickly. And it shouldn't make this feel like a overly filled in habitat for them, because I want enough space where it feels like the raptors can just kind of roam and walk around. And I'll definitely do some more work on this later, but for this first bit, we're not trying to 5-star the park yet, so we're just trying to make it functional, and then later we'll go back through all the parks and then we'll make them all 5 stars. And
now that they're enclosed, those raptors will actually be boosting the site's appeal. And more appeal means more guests, so it's good news in my book. Guests will actually need to be able to see the raptors to be impressed by them, but that's why we build viewing galleries, right? Huh? Dinosaur appeal is great, but dinosaur visibility is what will actually sell tickets. Improving visibility with attractions like the viewing gallery is an important step if we actually want to make a profit here. And you do want to make a profit, right?
Okay, like I was saying, for today, we're just going to get this... We're going to quickly add a few things, but not going to make the raptor enclosure perfect yet. We'll still have a ton of things to do with it, but put a few rocks in, and then I want to try to play with some more rocks on the side of this enclosure, just up by where that hill is. I guess it's not a cliffside. I want to make it look more like a cliffside. And then... Okay, so this is how we use rocks into the fencing. It just works itself right into it, which is really smooth and easy. But this is where we'll start putting some rocks together on the side of it. Okay. Yep, so this is going to make it look a little more like the cliffside that I want. Whew, Ooh, I don't hate that. That's a fine start to the side of this. I approve for now. I'm sure I'll have updates for it in the future. Okay, and then we need to put the viewing gallery in, and don't like it over here. Maybe we'll put it on this part that we kind of pulled in with the fences. Maybe we put it on this side here and see what that looks like.
I'd rather like to revisit our Corythosaurus. They needed males in the herd to thrive, and thanks to Dr. Baldera, that's exactly what we can provide them with. We just need enough genome to begin synthesis. We will need an expedition center to organize gathering the appropriate genetic material. Then, once we have processed the fossils in the science center, we can synthesize the males in a hatchery.
Yes. But before that, we need to move our ranger station here away because I don't like it being visible with the gallery. And we need to pull it out further. I mean, I guess it's still a little visible, but at least it's not right in front of everybody. You can make fun of me all you want, but this needs more rocks on the side of this. So we're gonna put a few more rocks in on the side of this cliff that we're building. And it's gonna make that, I don't get why the ranger vehicle goes that way. I'm not gonna fix that now, but eventually I'm gonna need to adjust why the ranger station thinks it's a good idea to drive over the cliff. I want to see if I can put some rocks around the viewing gallery here. And I need to figure out the right rock. I love there's so many rocks. I want a random rock generator like we had in Evolution 2. Maybe we have it, I just haven't taken time to look at it. But I want to put a piece of rock in part of this viewing gallery. So now we need to put in the hatchery for the Corythosaurus. So we will put that in. Well, first we'll put we need to put a hatchery in here. I guess we don't have a hatchery on this place yet. So put a hatchery in here, and this is hopefully the only hatchery that I'll need to put in the entire park. So I don't want to put more than max 2 of these. So we'll put one of these in here, and then we can start working on the nest for the Corythosaurus as well. Apparently I can't read, but we need to put the expedition center in here as to get the genome up to 70%, because we need to have 70% for male dinosaurs, and I forgot that. So we'll put that up here at the top of our little hill. I haven't decided yet if the Badlands is going to be a park that is set aside for people, because I think the description for this was to just show what Din is capable of. So I feel like it's more of a tutorial space that we're going to turn into a park, but again, I'm not sure if I want this to be one for guests or if this is just strictly a Din space or if it's for another organization. So I just haven't landed on it yet. I don't know what makes the most sense for this space yet. But I do think that this is the perfect time to use the invisible paths. So I'm going to put that in here. We've done our expedition, we've done our fossil extraction.
Providing those animals with what they need. Keep up your excellent work.
So now we can create the male dinosaurs, and we can put in the nest. So we'll put that all, or get that all in the works. And then I have a couple other dinosaurs we've been able to, or I could put in here now. So we have the Dilophosaurus, we have Compsognathus. And again, we can use them in this park, we can use them in another one, but I don't want to try repeating the same dinosaur for every single park. So I want to give them all a little bit of a unique flavor for each one of them. We can still double up every now and again, but I just don't want it to be a habit where I keep using like the raptors in every single place, or Spinosaurus, or something else like that. And just like that, with the power of fast forwarding, we have 2 male Corythosaurus finally in our park.
You did it. They're happy. They're thriving. And it's all thanks to your hard work. Well done. With males in the herd, we are only a well-placed nest away from helping these animals start a new lineage. It's not an objective that I will set, but I will always support breeding dinosaurs wherever possible.
We've done a fantastic job taking care of the dinosaurs so far, and that's great. Really great. But maybe it's time we take as much care of our bottom line, eh? You see, our guests need caring for just as much as our animals. They need hotels to sleep in, restrooms to answer nature's call. A comfortable site draws in more guests, and I'm very much a people person. I'm especially a people with spending money person.
This space here in the middle is where I want to put a ton of those guest amenities and restrooms and things that we need to put in here. So we'll start with the hotel, and I'm going to put it on the right side here.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort,
Oh,
we've increased
that's
the
an
hotel
ugly piece of path.
capacity
We're
of
going
the
to need to
park.
cut that out of there. Invisible path is what we're going to probably end up having to do for this here. So now we're starting to bleed into the invisible path space. Restroom over
Ladies and
here.
gentlemen, our restroom is now
We
open
need to
to
fix
use
that
for
path
whenever
because
nature
that's ugly
calls.
looking.
Looking good so far. FYI, we've got number crunchers behind the scenes collecting info on the site's appeal, how guests are feeling, and my favorite bit, our amenity sales. Take a look. Ooh, those amenity sales could be a lot less red. How sites like this one make money is pretty straightforward. See, if we have incredible animals on site and the guests can see them, then we'll sell plenty of entry tickets. And as long as we keep our guests comfortable and make sure they approve of what we're doing, we'll sell even more entry tickets. That's when we hit them with some excellent food, drinks, and shopping amenities to really bump up our income. As we seem to be lacking in the amenities department right now, we should really get that fixed. You know, I created DIN to support dinosaurs and bring people joy. And there's nothing more joyful than good food, good drinks, and reasonably priced merchandise. Think of the site's profits as a measurement of joy. Building amenities near popular attractions will make profits go up, and needless to say, that's the direction that profits should be going in. You can kit out amenities however you like, but you're not shooting in the dark. Our data geniuses will show you in real time how different products or features will impact guest satisfaction, and how that equals more profit.
All right, this is all exactly the same as it was in Evolution 2, so just build a good amenity, make sure everyone's happy, and they'll give you more money. The end. And my plan is to take this space over here and put I want a guest gift shop, I want a drinks amenities, and I want food all in this space. So I'm gonna put that all together here. And this is fun. So with the new hit boxes, you can almost make like a mini shopping mall of these little these stores. There's no gaps in between them like we used to have in Evolution 2. That's slick. I approve.
While this particular site is owned by Mr. Finch, I thought it best to still define some specific targets to work towards.
Okay. So it does give us some specific dinosaurs that it would like us to try to put in here. And I'm hoping that'll be unique for every single different place. I like the different focuses for the Badlands here. Feel like that'll make it so that every one of these parks feels a little bit unique with what we need to accomplish.
Remember, satisfying these goals will define this site's overall park rating. Our park ratings prove that we can manage sites and make clients happy, which helps me expand DIN globally.
Well, now I need to fix the path here on the side.
I cannot believe the momentum that DIN has suddenly gained. Kira, you've been talking to potential clients, right? Any, good news?
I'm close to securing a new site now. Follow my advice on increasing our reputation and park ratings, and our proposition will be irresistible.
All right, we're already really close to it. We need a 2.5 park rating out of 5. So, but we need to quickly go through this, and I need to change the path here so that I can get around the foundation of the mall here. So hold please, we're gonna update all the path. Ta-da! Done. And now we just need to adjust the path here on the side here and get it around the foundation of the mall space that we have. And then we should be good with the path, at least for today. I accepted a contract to increase the shelter coverage of the park to 100%. And if we just put one really quickly in here, that should get us a quick completion of a contract to get us a little more money for building in the future. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, we're going to put in the nest for our Corythosaurus, so we now have a fully sustainable population of Corythosaurus in the Badlands. So we all just need to take this and find the right spot for it, which is going to be not over here, which is going to be in this corner. All right, I made a couple of tweaks to the habitat, but now we have juvenile Corythosaurus in the Badlands. And we've still got some of the green ones, but we did get more of the more not green colored ones. And the last thing that I want to do before we pop over to the next location is I want to make one more enclosure, and this one I want to use for this little guy here. And I've been thinking about this space, this like circular space of trees since the first chapter and what I wanted to put in there. So that is where we're gonna put a Lystrosaurus enclosure.
I have some rather incredible news. Dr. Baldera will be joining DIN full-time. And with his breeding expertise and our brilliant park management skills, the sector representatives have offered their support as well. There is just one uncharacteristically quiet voice left. Dr. Malcolm?
I'm sure this is going to shock you, but I'm still skeptical. I mean, what you've done here is impressive, but, haven't we walked this path of good intentions before? At the same time, I'm nothing if not wildly curious, and if there's one thing that ambitious projects need, it's a voice of reason. So, here I am.
Well, sounds like everyone's pretty much on board. DIN has hope, and I won't have to sleep in my nephew's basement. Fantastic! All right, don't keep me waiting. Where are we heading next?
Well, I will keep you waiting for probably another 4 or 5 minutes as we will build out this Lystrosaurus enclosure, and then we will get on to our next location. And we need a lot of different things for Lystrosaurus, so that means we need to expand our enclosure here a little bit more. All right, we've got now a little more of a private space for our dinosaurs, and It looks like we have a decision we got to make here. We got to either relax the security and let more guests in for 5 minutes, or we don't, and we just lose a little bit of our publicity rating. We're still early here, so I can take a hit from the publicity rating right now to increase the security. So we're just going to do that for now. Adding our fiber. And then we need to add some more of our leaves. Leaves. And then we need just a bit more water. So we'll put the big water brush in, and we'll cut it back a lot. And our enclosure should be functioning now. Okay, so now we've got a full space, but we do need to be able to get a gate in here so we can get dinosaurs to get scanned and checked. So we'll take out one of these rocks here, and then we'll just put in some fence. So we can put in a gate. This already looks so much better with just the rocks and the trim on the side. I'm not gonna do it this time, but in the future, I'm gonna need to go back through like the Velociraptor and some of the other paddocks and just remove a bunch of the fences and give it maybe more of this rockier look. So in the front here, there's a little bit of a gap in the rock, and I need to fix that, but I'm not gonna get that yet. Technically, it isn't registering, or it's not clear to the Lystrosaurus that it can go out there, but it definitely looks like it can, so we're gonna clean that up, if anything, for the aesthetic of it. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we're gonna lift the terrain here a little bit, and then we're gonna update. Yeah, right there is where we need to fix this, because it looks like you can just walk out, but because of the rocks, it technically doesn't let them leave. And we'll speed this up just a little bit, but you can see like in like their enclosure and with their territory, it's not actually registering that they can leave. But we'll fix that. We'll add some fence here. We'll connect it to the other one on this side here, and then we'll also put some on top of this rock to just connect it to that. The rest of that, I don't think it looks great without, or just having this open rock here. So we're gonna fix that right here. Okay, I would call that a job adequately done if we're not gonna try to make this park 100%. This isn't 5 stars yet. We're still at 2.5 stars. So we still got some work to do, but definitely a good start to our Badlands park. We'll just put in the ranger station, put a ranger team connected to it, and then that should be it for this enclosure. All right, super last thing today. I mentioned that we're gonna end up using the Tyrannosaurus in the Badlands in the future. So to kind of make this a more Tyrannosaurus themed theme park, we're gonna put both of the statues for Tyrannosaurus over the Lystrosaurus enclosure, because we have these flat rocks and I want to put them over it. That feels like they're just looking over the people. And this is a super cool new Tyrannosaurus statue. This one's I like this one a lot. So we're gonna put that there, and then we're gonna grab some of the Pteranodon statues and sink those into the rock here just a bit. And then on the other side, we're gonna use the Tyrannosaurus statue that we had from Evolution 2 with the dinosaur and the 2 juveniles. So we'll put that on the other side, closer to where we already have our nests and everything else with other baby dinosaurs. They're not Tyrannosaurus, but I think that I'm okay with this as a start to our park. So now we have our Tyrannosaurus ready to welcome everybody in. I'm probably gonna put the Tyrannosaurus, I think, in that larger valley. But if you know another dinosaur that you think would be perfect for the Badlands, let me know so I can potentially put it in next time we're back. All right, next location we're headed to is Clark County. We are on our way to Nevada to start working through a pterosaur-focused park. So that'll be fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this over the weekend and post these as well. I'll think on that. But until then, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next build.